Hi guys, wow, is this the first time I'm talking to you this vlog? I'm pretty sure it is. I had such a productive morning getting preptober stuff done. I was focusing on research, as you guys saw, and I was gonna do research like I usually do research before I start drafting, like with Project ITL, because I'm not a songwriter or musician like my two main characters. I had to do a lot of research involving some of those logistics and like what the day in the life looks like and things like that. But then for this new novel that I'm working on for NaNoWriMo, which if you don't know what it's about, I did give a little blurb in my last video, which is like my preptober NaNoWriMo plans. But because the main plot point is like, oh, they get inherited a house, and that is literally the driving factor, I had to do a lot of research involving that. But honestly, like it wasn't a lot that like affected my plot, so I feel good with that. And I'm slowly making my way through my checklist. It's the 14th, so in my head I have time. Like I know one of the biggest parts is going to be like character development and the outline. I'm like itching to start the outline, like I'm so excited. But I feel like once I've got like the characters developed and like really take my time with all the other steps, the outline will hopefully practically write itself. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, research today was a success. It's not like entirely finished. I know things are going to come up as I continue to develop the outline and continue to plan and stuff, because like my main character, for example, she's a culinary student, so I'm gonna have to do research on that. And love interest is, well, actually I don't want to say too much because a lot of it is undecided. But yeah, I did want to get the main house inheritance part down though, because imagine I like outlined and plotted a bunch and then I realized there was a really big technical issue and then I had to scrap everything. That would suck. So I listened to the comment that someone gave me, and thankfully there are no inheritance taxes or anything in Canada or anything that was like a big plot hole, so I can continue with my plot, and I'm very excited about that. So yeah, I'm gonna continue with the prepping throughout the month, maybe some more tomorrow. I do have a little Friendsgiving in a couple hours. For those of you who don't know, I'm Canadian and Thanksgiving was this Monday, but we're doing a Friendsgiving today. But I did want to take a quick second to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is BetterHelp. I started doing therapy for the first time in my life due to something that recently happened to me that has affected my mental health, and I cannot begin to express how helpful it's been. Mental health isn't something that people talk about a lot, but it's so common to be struggling with it. So if you find that something is interfering with your happiness or your mental health or preventing you from being your best self, then you might want to consider online therapy. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. And what's really nice about BetterHelp is that there are multiple ways you can do it. You can text, you can do a phone call, you can do a video chat, literally whatever is the most comfortable for you. Also, BetterHelp can match you to one over 30,000 therapists in their network, which gives you access to a wider range of expertise than may be available in your area. Getting started is so easy. You simply fill out a questionnaire to assess 8 hours. From there, you can schedule therapy sessions at a time that is convenient for you. And then from there, it's basically like online dating. If the therapist you're matched with doesn't feel like a good fit for you, you can switch to a new one hassle-free. If you think you might benefit from therapy, consider BetterHelp, and you can use the link in my description below. Happy Tuesday. To-do list. I wrote my take-home assignment number 3 or 4, I don't remember which number, 3, and we're doing workshops in class. I have to print out 5 copies, 1 for my TA to grade and then 4 for like my group to workshop. So I wrote that yesterday. I'm just gonna edit it today, and then I have to finish this book by the end of this week because I have a quiz on Monday for it, and my prof does really specific questions, and it's like 300 pages. It's not super long, but I'm 20 pages in and I need to take notes while I read it, so that's the other thing. So we did the workshops today. This was my first one, even though there were multiple before that, because I was still catching up in this class, to be honest. But finally did it, printed out 4 copies of this, and honestly I love the experience of like, well, it was actually kind of scary because it's like you're writing to someone and it's like you can literally see them, they can see your face, your name is on it, and they're like editing it right in front of you. But it was actually so fun. So the prompt for this one was 2 characters completing like a dangerous task. You have to like kind of try to hit all the elements in it, like energy, leap or gap, as in you don't necessarily have to tell the reader everything when you're writing, because you have to kind of assume they'll fill in the gaps themselves. What were the other ones? Okay, yeah, there were other elements, but yeah, all the feedback was really nice, and I don't know, it was just such a fun experience being able to talk about other people's work and being able to read it. And I treated theirs with respect, because I'm like, it's hard to give your writing to someone, like I totally get that. But yeah, so now I have all the copies with what they wrote on it. Yeah, this was it. And like, I think the cap was 500 words. I always like struggle to go out to stay under it, which is crazy because like for actual long novels, I'm an underwriter, but for like short stories, flash fiction, this is basically flash fiction. It's like so hard to stay in the word count limit. Like this guy in my group was like, yeah, mine was like 1,000 words. I had to cut out so much. Been there, done that. So not fun. With one of the projects I had where it was like 9 pages and it was supposed to be 3 because I wrote it on something else and then I transferred to Google Docs and then it was like 9 pages and I was like, so yeah. Anyway, that was that. Hello you guys. It's been a while because I've been swamped with midterms, but I just did my last one for a bit. Today it was an English one. It was an essay on like a topic that we've talked about. So I wrote that this morning. It was in person, and then I had a reading quiz on the book Kairos by Jenny Erpenbeck for my Creative Writing 2000 course, and those were like my basically consumed my entire week last week. But my next midterm is next week on Monday, and we haven't gotten assigned a topic for the essay yet, so no immediate midterms or studying that I need to do. And the only thing I have to do tonight really like is a like 500 word short story scene for workshop tomorrow, where in our groups we like swap papers and then give each other feedback. So I have to write that for tomorrow, but my class is later tomorrow. It starts at 4. I have time. What I'm trying to get at is I really need to get going with this preptobering. I am making that a verb. It's a verb. All of this like reading that I've had to do for classes just reminds me like of writing this story, and I'm like just so excited, but I haven't had time until now. So I'm gonna pull up my preptober to-do list. You know, maybe I shouldn't have made a to-do list so it doesn't seem this daunting. I have all of that to do. Actually, technically I did research, but I think I'm gonna work on the characters because I feel like you can't really do plot until you do characters. Sometimes a little bit of vice versa. Those might have to be worked together. I don't have to go one at a time, but right now I want to start on characters. Maybe let's start with something fun and design them, because then I can do that while watching a show. And that show will be Gilmore Girls, because quintessential fall show. Been loving it. Only watched a couple episodes, but it's great. So yeah, we're gonna do some character work. Okay, I've just been playing around on Artbreeder, and honestly, I haven't even been on it so long, but I already think this is perfect for Ava. Like for what I envision her to be like in my head, even though I haven't done a lot of character building, like I feel like I have the general feeling of what she's like. This suits her. And yes, she looks a little standoffish, but not standoffish, but like she's supposed to be kind of closed off because of something in her past. So like I feel like this look suits her. So I mean, obviously it's subject to change, but I'm really happy with this. I think it looks good. And now we're on to Ethan. Okay, I saw this and I was immediately like, this is perfect for Ethan because I wanted to be Korean, and I think that he looks Korean, this guy, but Ethan is not very broody and this is very broody. So I feel like if I add a parent, it'll just look too different because I really think he should look exactly like this. So I'm just gonna try to change his expression to be like happier. We'll see. Sometimes these don't look great. Yeah, no, that doesn't work. Okay, what if I do eyes open so it's less of a squint type of thing? Okay, that works a little bit, less than that. Okay, I think that changes him too much. I might do mouth open, but why is he like glaring? Like I just don't want him to be glaring at the camera. I might just leave it as is just because that's how I picture him to look, but then just like in my head picture him to be more smiley. He doesn't have to be super smiley. Like it's not Sunshine times Grump where Ava's the Grump and he's Sunshine, but like I don't think he would look this serious, but I think we're gonna keep it like this unless I update y'all. Wait, okay, I know I keep changing it, but this is Ethan. So I wanted to keep the same coloring, but I wanted his hair to be bigger, so I mixed him with that guy, and I did style all the way here, which keeps his like coloring, and then face here so it's more of his face shape. And I'm not gonna play around with it anymore because just no, we're not gonna do that. I think this is perfect. Okay, I opened my Preptober binder on good notes, and this is like the character profile, like the character development section. So I added their little profile pictures and I think they look so good, but now I have to do their full character profiles. And so I like to actually have like this one has a good, this one, like if you click it open, so if you go on character builder and then you pull up this just shows you at a glance all the characters, and then you can click on the character and then this pops up. So this is like a more in-depth view of the character, so I have to do the full body. And then I kind of started filling this out already, but to get a sense of this stuff I'm gonna do a full like actual in-depth like personality profile, I guess. And I like to do that on Scrivener, so I guess I have to make my new Scrivener doc, which I'm so excited for. So yeah, let's do that. I have so many tabs open, so everything is taking forever. Oh my goodness. So I would go here, and I made my own template because it's just so much easier for me. So I'm gonna click on that, create project, or should I just call it conditions attached? Whatever, I'll just do this. This is so exciting. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. Oh shoot, what the heck? Okay, the template just loaded everything from my last draft. Okay, I'm gonna have to empty this and figure out how to make it like a blank template. Yeah, let me do that. One sec. Hello. Okay, so here's a little update. Literally with 2 days to go, basically like 1 and a bit, I have the new Scrivener document set up. So I have the little setup here. My template kind of got ruined. Like, oh my gosh, why is my screen so dirty? I need to clean this. Anyway, so I have the Scrivener document set up. The template I realized doesn't work because anyway, whatever. So I just chose a random Scrivener theme, which is like purple. I don't know if I'll like customize it later, but I'm happy with it for now. But I did the characters. I filled out their character profiles. I don't remember where I got these questions. I know that Scrivener comes with a character profile. I might have used that. I honestly do not remember, but yeah, so I kind of just went through and like answered a bunch of questions, filled it out to what I know about my characters so far. Like, I don't know everything. I feel like that's what happens when you continue on as you get to know them more. So I'll have more information to fill out, but I did this. I did the personality test. I did the same for Ethan, and the names might change too. So yeah, but I think the last thing now would just be the outline. So I got Save the Cat because I was like, I don't know, like the outlining that I had before, I've used Save the Cat before, but they came out with this one and I was like, that's perfect because it is young adult, so I want to try it. So I'm just gonna read through it and apply what I can to different beats. I don't know, for outlines I usually use like an amalgamation of different things, like Save the Cat, but then also Romance the Beat, and what was the other one? Oh yeah, the 3-act structure. So I kind of have those all over here, but I'm gonna read through this, see if I can apply anything to this new outline, and then I will start outlining. And that's actually the last step, so that's exciting. So like I started reading it, and the first chapter is all on like character and crafting their want and their need, and also like an obstacle. Like every want needs to have an obstacle. It's kind of like what we've been learning about yearning versus an opposite force of equal measure pushing back against what they want. And the want is like the external story that like drives the main plot, and then the internal is the actual underlying kind of deeper meaning to the story, which is driven by the character need. So I'm really happy his mind actually has, I think I have a pretty good want and need and goal and whatever that's substantial, because the want or the goal is get the house, because it's like the main plot is they both get inherited the house, like the guy and a girl, and they don't like each other, so it's kind of a battle for like who gets the house or whatever. So that's the want, is just get the house basically, and going through all of this, like the list and all of that stuff. So that's the external story, the A story. But then the B story, the need, is the main character Ava, which is a working name. I don't even know if it's gonna change. I feel like I always change it, but anyway, the need is driven off of like her obstacle or whatever, which is I don't really know how to explain it, but like dealing with the loss in her life but from before makes her hardened to forming deeper connections with people, and so she kind of just pushes them away. So her need is to kind of break past that. So that would be driving the internal story, because those are the internal conflicts, and that's going to be kind of what the goal ends up shifting to at the end of the story, basically. So that's kind of what's talked about in the first chapter. I'm kind of skimming, honestly, because I don't have time to read all this. But yeah, the next part or the next section is the actual beat sheet, like the 15 beats. So I don't know how they're gonna be different from the other one. We'll see. But I'm gonna skim through this first chapter, and then I'm gonna read the second one with the beat sheet, and then create a beat sheet, and then fill it out, and go from there. Hey guys, just wanted to come on here and end the vlog. It's actually November 1st right now, and I finished the outline yesterday. The beats were pretty similar to Sing the Cat. I think it was the exact same beats, actually. It's just the way that they kind of described it was a more YA, like examples and stuff. So I went ahead and filled those out. I will show it in the NaNoWriMo vlog because I feel like I need to end this vlog since it's November 1st. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. It means so much to me. And just a reminder that if you think BetterHelp could be a good resource for you, that I have a link in my description below so you can check them out. And best of luck on all your writing projects. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!